Just days after the Jantar Mantar protests that shook the perception of Gen Z for many in political circles, comes India's 80th Independence Day. The nation now navigates opportunities, jobs, and a growing Gen Z population that is eager to take on responsibility. We tread through the streets of the capital to understand the youngsters of India a little better and ask them what is it that they want this Independence Day.
It's been 79 years since India won freedom. But what does freedom actually mean in 2026? We've seen what's happened in the last few days. Politicians are increasingly interested in what Gen Z thinks. And today we are here on ground to ask youngsters in India one simple question. What does freedom mean to you? Because freedom for Gen Z is not about a patriotic song, a parade, or maybe even the flag. It is freedom of choice, it is freedom from unemployment, freedom to breathe clean air, freedom to choose the right partner, and so many other things. So let's go and see if Gen Z is actually feeling represented as Parliament is on and politicians take to the Parliament, clocking it in, throwing words like Delulu and Sululu like confetti. So we take a look at what Gen Z actually thinks. Celebrating its 80th Independence Day, what does freedom mean to you?
For me, freedom is equality amongst people. Like I see a lot of people in India who are not equally represented, and I feel that that should change, and every person should get equal respect and equal advantage, also equal opportunity to progress. That is what I feel an independent country means. Because when a country gets independent, especially when you are in a democracy, you see people who are doing really good, and there are some people who are not doing good. That is what
income disparity.
Yeah, that is one of a thing. There's a lot of things, but this is one of it. That is what I feel.
And what do you think about the latest Gen Z protest? Do you think education, income disparity, these are the issues that are troubling Gen Z in the country the most?
Absolutely, yes. I totally agree on that. I felt that I should also join the protest, but I was not in this country, not in India. I was in Canada at that time. But I totally support their cause. And I feel that what they ask for should be given by the government. Absolutely. And I totally agree on that.
So it's India's 80th Independence Day. What is that one thing you think Gen Z really has to fight for even in 2026?
So I think otherwise India has developed a lot, right? And Gen Z is feeling a lot empowered, especially after the protest. So what I feel, even though I am like on the brink of being a millennial and a Gen Z, what I feel is that it's really not a safe place, right? I mean, even though the youth has a lot of freedom now to have their own opinions, choose what they want to wear, express their sexuality for that matter, but the most important part is that the youth is not feeling safe.
Safety.
Yeah, safety.
Not only women's safety, but in general.
Yeah, exactly. The context is not just about women's safety. It's more about how they feel, what they want to express, fight for their basic rights. I think we all saw that during the protest, right? Like the youth literally had to take a stand because of the examination paper leaks and all of that stuff. And also,
do you think this is one reason why young Indians choose to go abroad? Because they feel so much more, it's so much more accessible.
100%. So, I have a little example. I mean, I did my bachelor's from Australia. I did it abroad. And I think the large part of the reason was that when I was a teenager, I felt like I wasn't safe enough to express maybe about how I wanted to be or how I wanted to dress or what I even wanted to pursue as a career, right? Even because of the societal norms. So I took the decision to fly abroad. I wanted to explore life, and I would literally would want to say that when the duration that I was living abroad, I felt more free than I ever felt in my own country. I felt more safe than I have ever felt in my own country. So that
And do you think, adding on to that, do you think the whole issue is getting diverted to politicians learning Gen Z lingo, saying Delulu and Sululu, more than actually focusing on ground issues?
Yes, yes, yes. So I think why they're trying to, connect through the lingo is because they know that it's super hard to connect otherwise. I mean, you can connect with the adults using religion, or you can connect with adults using religion, or maybe gurus or some kind of other taboo issue, but you cannot really connect with Gen Z through that, because Gen Z is like sort of far beyond religion, and Gen Zs do accept diversity. So
So earlier it was Hindu and Muslim voter base, now to rope in the Gen Z voter base.
yes, and Gen Z is so much about acceptance. I think we have underrated Gen Z. We have not understood Gen Z at all. I mean, even though I am like part of Gen Z, maybe I'm 97 born, I'm literally half millennial, half Gen Z, but I hang out a lot with Gen Z. A lot of my friends are Gen Z, and I can say that a lot of millennials, adults, have misunderstood Gen Z totally.
And one politician you think actually gets Gen Z, at least halfway there.
I don't know if I can sort of name names, and I don't know. I mean, I would just want to accept this on the camera that I have only followed politics very recently, largely because of the protests. And I was even there. It was not about taking sides. It was more about the fact that people took the time out of their daily lives. They stepped onto the road, stepped onto the ground, and took a stand for what they believed in, right? So that was the whole point.
So I think we've got some more Gen Zs on ground. Are you guys Gen Z?
Yeah, we're
How
20.
old are you guys?
I'm 20. I'm 21.
Okay. What do you think is one pressing issue that Gen Zs are fighting for in the country right now?
So recently they were fighting for the exam paper leaks, which I saw the protest in Jantar Mantar. And other than that, not exactly Gen Zs, but people are fighting the E20 which they're putting in the cars. So I feel like it's a major issue which is going to bring up, and now they want Nitin Gadkari to resign. I feel like.
But personally, does it affect you, or there are some other issues
I
that
feel like this doesn't affect me personally, but yeah, it is a major issue. But personally, I feel the roads and everything does affect me actually, because since I'm 20 now, I've been driving since 2 years, and I've been seeing in the rains, the road and everything is not that nice as compared to other countries. So that is what actually affects me.
I
And
think that is why infrastructure is a major reason why young Indians choose to go abroad rather than stay.
Yeah. Infrastructure, then the exam paper leaks and everything, and that's why when I'm actually studying in Dubai. So when I go there, I see the roads and they're really nice. There's no cracks on it, nothing. But when I come back here,
Here we are in Khan Market, by the way. We are at the best of the best.
I live right like close to Khan Market, so I come here often. But the roads, they're just so bad. And we're in central Delhi. The roads are supposed to be so nice. But now when it rains, the road, there seem to be so many cracks here.
That is true. Also, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, 21. So what do you think is one issue Gen Z is fighting for?
For like the education system and the infrastructure and health
Do you
and
think getting a good job is getting more difficult in India?
well, I really don't know about that. I don't.
I feel like it is compared to other countries, where so people are studying here and not getting as many jobs compared to other countries.
And also the minimum wages.
Yeah, the minimum wages is just too less to survive here. And I feel like the government should work on it for Gen Zs, because then they've already seen the uprising. And if they don't work on this, then I feel like, more and more people will go after the government and protest.
And what do you think of all these politicians who are using Gen Z terms? Delulu, Sululu, clocking it.
I feel like they're just trying to link in with the whole Gen Z stuff, and it's just to gain more votes or audience. But yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah.
So Gen Z does find it funny. 79 years of independence. What is that one wish you have that India as a country should achieve?
Actually, the thing is, I just want our government should only go for the education. If our citizens will be educated, so they will go for the best thing they should achieve, they wanted to achieve. That is the only thing which I just want to wish for our country, that they should achieve the education system only, better education system.
And are you like on social media and all these Instagram meta platforms?
Actually, I'm not that much into it, but I'm using a little bit only. So, but just for a refreshment only.
But a lot of people are saying Gen Z posts a lot online, but on ground they don't want to do anything. Do you think that's true?
No, that's not true. Actually, we are seeing what happened like first few days ago. So, we have already seen that. So the thing is, it's okay. They are not only on social media. If they are watching that this is not going to be happen, this is not going to be okay. So. They are doing it. They are doing it whatever they want to do. If they want to change something, they will do it.
So this Independence Day, we are asking young Indians, what does freedom mean to them? So what does freedom mean to you?
Well, it means everything. It means the values we've grown up with, the country that we are free to do anything, to say what we want, to do what we want, as long as it's according to the law of this country. We should have the freedom to be, to do, to see. That's freedom.
And what is one thing you would like India to change this Independence Day?
Well, I don't think India needs to change anything, but India's evolved over the past 75 years, and I think the evolution will continue for the better.
Okay, and what do you think of all the politicians suddenly trying to appease Gen Z? Because it seems that politicians have recently discovered Gen Z, and Gen Z has recently discovered protests. So what is your take on the whole thing?
I think it's an interesting discovery, and it's good that they're trying to connect with them and actually using their language, using the selfie camera. I think it's their attempt to make a connection with Gen Z. And it's great.
If you were supposing a politician for a day and you could change something in your own small way, what is that one thing?
India's been importing formats all our life. So the private member clubs, the concert, the bar, the restaurant, everything that we see, India imports from the West. I'd like India to actually export a concept of its own. So something that's originally Indian to be taken to the world. That's what I'd do.
Heart of Delhi at Delhi's Connaught Place, and we found a group of Gen Zs here. What do you think of all this language that all the 50-year-olds are trying to use now? Clocking it in, Delulu, Sululu.
I think they're trying to get into Gen Z's mind and try to manipulate them with their words. But I like it.
But what does Gen Z want, this independence?
I think Gen Zs want a safer India, an India where their speech, they can freely talk about something and not get any restriction regarding their freedom of speech. I think Gen Z wants an India where they are free, they are liberal, and they can do anything they want.
For context, could you give us some age context? How old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay. So you're 17 and you think freedom of speech is the biggest thing India needs?
Yes.
Any other thing that you would wish for?
I feel that I think the second thing that India requires is safety. Safety of the people and safety of women.
Now looking at what other Gen Zs also think in the capital, guys, what is your biggest wish for India as India completes 79 years of independence?
Better education system and women's safety. Women can roam freely around without having to worry about their safety.
In Delhi. And whatever happened in Jantar Mantar, we should actually have better education system in India.
Yeah. And what are your ages?
21.
21 years old.
So you think that better education system and freedom to walk. And what do you take of all these politicians who are clocking it in, using words like Delulu and Sululu to, please Gen Z now all of a sudden?
I feel that's just cloud baiting to gather attention from Gen Zs, and they want to be relatable to the Gen Zs, but I think the only way they can be relatable is by doing work for us, not by just using the words that we use.
Like for a 50-year-old politician to sound genuinely like a Gen Z, they should work more and focus less on talking about Gen Z.
They should work with their actions, not with their words.
We actually need in India.
And do you think that, putting an Instagram story, because a lot of people say that Gen Z is constantly online, they do nothing on ground. Do you think posting online is good enough?
It genuinely helps in spreading awareness because people get to know more about the cause through social media, but yes, on ground action is also required equally.
So we've caught up with one other Gen Z in Connaught Place. Hi, what's your name and age?
My name is Vaishnavi and I'm 21.
What is your wish for India this Independence Day? What would you really like India to see happen?
Actually, there are many things that I would like to personally see, like Gen Z, like अभी जो protest हुआ था उसके अंदर भी we can see Gen Z taking stand for themselves and everything. Of course, accountability वो सब कुछ है. And also, I want the Gen Z to be more into the news and actually the facts rather than अभी मैंने देखा कि they are very easy to manipulate. It is actually true कि मतलब अगर जो reels में जो चल रहा है and everything trends के accordingly they can easily be like I'm not. Like in a way they should actually check facts and read more about politics, read books and should be more into in general politics.
A lot of Gen Z also feel just posting a story or writing about something means that they've done their responsibility. Do you also feel that way?
No, but I think it is a part of like as in something, it is something like it's better than not speaking anything. So maybe yeah. Like अगर तुम even if मैं नहीं कह रही कि अगर तुम प्रोटेस्ट के लिए नहीं आ सकते it is okay to post a story, at least you are doing something. But हाँ, the story मतलब अभी बीच में इतने सारे प्रोटेस्ट के टाइम पे there were many posters which were so misleading, like as in मैंने खुद भी देखा था ऐसे posters which were like कि भाई like you can't support this, like as in वैसे वाला. So you should just study about it कि मतलब तुम क्या पोस्ट कर रहे हो, नॉट बिकॉज कि अब वो ट्रेंड बन चुका है. लाइक मिलियंस में एक ही पोस्ट को इतनी बार मिलियंस में रीपोस्ट करा है, but it didn't make sense.
There's no verification on social media. There's no way to know whether this is AI generated, true, false.
Instagram and actually verify it from anywhere. Maybe just Google it. Yeah.
That is what all the 50-year-old politicians used to think, that Gen Z is always online. They'll not come down to the ground.
Exactly. And maybe somewhere they are proving. इसको इतना ज़्यादा ट्रेंड बना दिया इसलिए. Maybe अगर तुम्हारे व्यूज तभी बनते हैं if you are researching about something. अगर सबका इन जनरल एक व्यू बन जाए तो फिर दैट इज लाइक कि तुमने एक ट्रेंड फॉलो करा है. बट अगर हम देखते हैं कि लाइक 40% कुछ ये कह रहे हैं 60% ये कह रहे हैं, तो मे बी 60% जो बोल रहे हैं वो सही हो. और
यू थिंक द जंतर मंतर प्रोटेस्ट बिकेम एन इंस्टाग्राम ट्रेंड more than a actual on ground?
No, not more than a actual of course not more than that, but also it was a trend. Of course it was somewhere a trend कि मतलब जो नहीं जा रहे हैं, जिनको कोई मतलब नहीं है, जिनको मैंने आज तक नहीं देखा किसी पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में बात करते हुए, वो स्टोरी
सडनली उनमें आ गया वो पेट्रियोटिज्म.
हाँ, it's not even about patriotism. Everyone was like कि accountability and everything. I get it. I wasn't like, of course who won't support, like as in of course, but at the same time it was somewhere a ट्रेंड थिंग rather than more something जो रिसर्च करके लोग उसको सपोर्ट कर रहे थे. ऐसा नहीं था, क्लियरली नहीं था. बहुत जगहों पे आई जस्ट सॉ कि ब्लाइंड सपोर्ट, ब्लाइंडली कुछ भी वहां पर जो हो रहा है, प्रोटेस्ट का सपोर्ट करना, इट डिडंट मीन कि मैं वहां पर जो लोग हैं उनको भी सपोर्ट करूंगी. मैं कुछ लोगों को सपोर्ट कर सकती हूँ, कुछ लोगों को नहीं कर सकती हूँ. दैट इज माई चॉइस एंड यू हैव टू रिसर्च अबाउट इट. बाकी प्रोटेस्ट इन जनरल, बट मुझे लगता है इवन इफ इट वॉज अ ट्रेंड, maybe it somewhere shows unity.
Well, yeah.
It shows unity, it shows something.
That is food for thought, because Gen Z is smart enough to read through black and white, and they know when politicians are faking it, movements are being faked, they always stand for the truth. Spoke to many Gen Zs on the ground in the capital city in many different spots just weeks after the Jantar Mantar protests, and there seems to be a common thread in what they want. Turns out Gen Z isn't that complicated as we think. What they want is real change, real opportunities, and above all, real representation. They do not want politicians to sound like Gen Z, but simply to listen to them. So this 80th Independence Day, perhaps India needs to listen up to the younger voices and give them what they really want. True freedom of choice.